All right, Assemblyman Tague, thanks so much for doing this today. Obviously, a big day for Republicans in New York State. Your first reaction to Elise Stefanik's announcement that she's running for governor?
Excited. I think that not only is this a big day for Republicans and conservatives, this is a great day for all New Yorkers. It's time for a change in Albany. It's a time for a change of how we do things, and we need Elise Stefanik as our next governor.
And obviously, she's come out with a whole list of endorsements from around the state, including yourself. Why was that important for you to get out and be a part of that coalition, you could call it, today?
Well, I think it's important because we got a lot of work to do between now and next November, and we all need to be together behind one candidate. We need to be able to go into our convention in February with everybody together to be able to go out and fight. I joked with the Congresswoman the other day that I was going to be sitting in the front row, first class of the train when the train station when the train left the station, and I am. And that's what we need. We need everybody to get on the train, and this train needs to go across New York State, and we need to elect her as the next governor.
How do you see the last time we went around here with Governor Hochul and Lee Zeldin? Does that set the stage at all for this moment here 4 years later?
I think it does. I think Lee Zeldin did an excellent job, and I think Lee Zeldin was an excellent candidate, as is Congresswoman Stefanik. I think both of them are great candidates. And the problem is that we've had almost another 4 years of Kathy Hochul and one-party rule in Albany, where people are starting to realize that maybe we screwed up 4 years ago. We should have elected Lee Zeldin. Now we need to elect Elise Stefanik.
Yeah, I was interesting, and this was before he decided to run again in his district, Mike Lawler, and we were talking about a Republican governor working with a supermajority legislature. How do you think that potentially would work at the end of the day?
Well, we've seen it before. We did have control of the Senate when Governor Pataki was there, but the Assembly has always been for many, many years, supermajority on the Democratic side. And I think Governor Pataki governed very well. And even when Governor Cuomo got into office, he worked more with the Republican senators than he did the Democrats. Listen, here's the thing. For 20 years, close to 20 years, we've had pretty much one-party Democratic rule in this state. The state is just going backwards. It's time for a change. I think even people on the other side of the aisle in both houses are like, we need somebody different than Kathy Hochul. She is the worst governor in America, and it's time for change. And, for the future of my grandchildren, your children or grandchildren, we got to do this, and we got to do it now before it's too late. We just saw one of the worst things that could ever happen in New York City, an actual communist socialist elected as mayor of the largest city in America. And I got to tell you, it's very scary. And it seems like Governor Hochul has moved right that way. And that is very scary for the rest of New York, especially rural upstate New York. So I'm very concerned. And, we're going to do everything. I'm all in. Whatever Elise Stefanik needs me to do, that's what I'm doing, because this train isn't going to stop until November of 2026. And when we get off, we're going to have a new governor.
So you bring up New York City, and I guess that leads to my next question. What's the path for Elise Stefanik to appeal to those voters? As we just saw, an electing Zohran Mamdani, who is much obviously on the other side of the spectrum from Elise Stefanik. How does Elise Stefanik break through to people like that outside of her district, outside of places like places like upstate and rural New York?
Well, I think it's very easy. She's a worker, just like Lee Zeldin did. People told Lee Zeldin in the political circles that if he got 30% of the vote or more in New York City, he wins the election. New York City's not the problem. It's actually upstate New York. When we continue to underperform in upstate New York, it's bad for our statewide candidates. We got to get our act together as Republicans and conservatives in upstate New York. And I think we will. But that's really what we have to do. But listen, I've known Elise since she ran for Congress back in 2014. And I'm going to tell you what, there's no better person that can connect with people than her. People need to listen to her. People need to pay attention. Like I said, the Democrats keep talking about an affordability issue. They created the affordability issue. Who are they trying to kid? They keep in the last couple of months, affordability. They created it with poor policies in Albany. Very bad, ill-advised policy. They created the affordability policy. Now, Elise Stefanik and Republicans, we're going to fix it.
Are you concerned at all about how Tuesday went? Because you did see, because I saw this a bit online today of people saying, well, you just saw Republicans lose in Virginia and New Jersey, and New Jersey was projected to be much closer than it was. Is that at all on your mind, the timing of all of this and the way the country went on to, at least those states went on Tuesday, I should say?
I don't think so, because I think you got to look back when Lee Zeldin ran for governor in the local elections right prior to the year that he ran for governor. We had poor turnout. And if you look at history, the off local years, their turnout is usually poor. But as I say, in my home county of Schoharie County, we had 48% Republican turnout on a non-election year with many, many unopposed races. I was actually very happy with the turnout in Schoharie County. Conservatives and Republicans actually did come out and vote in my county. Problem is, again, like I said, many unopposed places, but the Democrats were at between 22 and 26%. So, it's a wash. But I'm telling you right now, people are fed up in this state. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, independent, liberal, conservative. You care about the safety and security of your communities. You care about affordability. Okay. And you care about whether your taxes keep getting raised or not. And you care about whether or not your state government is being held accountable. The last many, many years, that has not been happening. I'm telling you, because I know her well, Elise Stefanik, as the next governor of the state of New York, all these problems will be dealt with, and they will be dealt with swiftly and very quickly.
What do you think of one of the first moves for Kathy Hochul in the video that her team released today in tying Stefanik to Donald Trump? And obviously, as we know, she is an ally of Donald Trump, and saying that she'll put Donald Trump before her constituents and before New Yorkers. What do you think of that?
Let me tell you what, I know I can't say it on TV, but that's BS. And you know what I'm really saying. Kathy Hochul will do and say anything right now because she knows she is the worst governor in America. Her numbers are right at the bottom. Even Democrats don't want to vote for her. Her own lieutenant governor is pretty much left, and he's out running his own campaign. He's going to primary her. Now, if she was doing a good job, there's nobody out there in politics as a Democrat that would even think about primarying a sitting governor. So when your own lieutenant governor says, my God, you're doing an awful job, lady, it's time to say enough is enough. Who knows? Maybe Kathy Hochul won't even be the candidate next November. I think she will be. But she's done a poor job. She's done an awful job.
We were just talking a bit about the Congress and the House and the seats and everything and the redistricting. The Donald Trump kept Elise Stefanik in New York 21 to keep that seat, right? I guess, is that all, as a Republican, on your mind, that this seat will now be up for grabs, if you will, because of this, and for this, and at least now running for governor opens that seat up again? I guess that's an interesting dynamic there.
Are you asking me if I'm running for New York 21?
Are you running for New York 21?
Right at this moment, I'll be quite honest with you. I have lots of options. I have been asked if I would consider running for that seat. I have also been asked if I would run for the 51st Senate District seat. And I have been asked to please stay in my assembly seat. So right now, my main focus is Elise Stefanik and getting her elected governor. I am going to make a decision on what direction I'm going after Thanksgiving and the first part of December at the latest. But honestly, right now, my focus is getting Elise Stefanik elected our next governor and doing my job and doing the work that needs to be done for my constituents, getting prepared to go back to Albany in January. Listen, at the end of the day, there's probably going to be a primary in that 21st congressional district. The people will pick the candidate that they think is the best. And all of us as Republicans will have to get behind that candidate. And I think we'll win the seat. And I think anybody that has raised their hand over the last few months that's interested, I think all of them would make great candidates.
Including yourself, potentially.
Maybe.
Chris, as always, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
You got it, Tom. I appreciate you. And if I don't have a chance to talk to you between now and Thanksgiving, you and your family have a great Thanksgiving, and always appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys too.